Hey y'all, I haven't done an unboxing video in quite some time now. I think the last one that I did was almost half a year ago. And unboxing videos are the bread and butter of DollTube. So today was a day where I was like, you know what, I want to share a couple of dolls that I was quite excited for with you all. And the people who's to blame for me purchasing these two dolls is actually Beauty Inside the Box. Because I was watching his video on the Dolls of the World series put out by Barbie, and two dolls in that video really caught my eye, and that's why I wanted to share them with you today as well. And those are the Brazilian Barbie doll from, I think, box date is 1989, but box dates are always approximately a year before the dolls hit shelves, so the street date must have been somewhere in 1990. And the other doll is Nigerian Barbie, who also has a box date of 1989. So these two dolls of the world came out in around 1990, and they're really cute. I'm not that big of a fan of most 80s and 90s dolls of the world dolls, because they're very dowdy looking, very costumey. They always wear these traditional dresses that aren't really the most flattering or fashionable. But both Brazilian Barbie as well as Nigerian Barbie, they do have that whole pink fantastic essence of Barbie dolls from that era, and they combined them with very fashionable looks from the countries they're supposed to originate from. So that's why I ended up getting them, because they do not look out of place if I'm gonna be putting these on my shelves next to the other dolls that I own, while the other dolls of the world, 80s and 90s dolls, would definitely look out of place alongside more casual fashion dolls that I have on shelves. What also makes these dolls special to me is that they have different face sculpts, because the Nigerian Barbie was the very first Dolls of the World doll to have the Christie face sculpt, and I believe that, correct me if I'm wrong, for the entirety of the 30 years that Dolls of the World went on, there are only two Dolls of the World dolls with Christie faces, and the other one is the Moroccan Barbie that I have as well, who's really, really pretty, really, really gorgeous. And most of the generic superstar face Dolls of the World dolls weren't really the most interesting to me, aside from a few exceptions here and there, when they had different hair colors or hairstyles that weren't your typical blonde or blue-eyed Barbie. And Brazilian Barbie, in 1990, that was the last year when they were using this Hispanic face sculpt, and this is also the very first doll with a Hispanic face sculpt that is now going to be part of my collection. And I think she's very pretty. I love this face sculpt. It's sort of like reminiscent of Steffi, of course, but the features of the sculpt are more ethnic looking, with a bigger nose, and she's got such a pretty face up, and that was part of the reason why I thought that if I were to add one Hispanic face doll in my collection, it should definitely be this Brazilian Barbie doll. Now, before I flip around the camera and I'm going to show you both of these dolls in detail, I just wanted to share two new additions to my ever-growing collection. And one of them is actually this new Odile face ballet wishes doll that I think is super stunning looking, and I'm really glad to add her to my collection. I also really like this body mold that they use on these ballet wishes doll. The only downside on this body mold is that they still rubber band the hips, so the hip joints aren't really solid plastic, they're rubber banded in there, which is not going to be made to last. But other than that, she's super cute. I put her in this AliExpress dress and just added a few details here and there, some jewelry and this chunky belt, which is actually a bracelet. Now I also wanted to show you another addition to my ever-growing Xian Princess collection, and this doll is also very stunning. She's one where I wasn't unsure whether I'm going to be liking her because her facial features are very striking looking first, but styling her hair this way and dressing her up really made a pop, and she's already a big favorite of mine. And last but not least, I have this one, this beauty here. Now, the thing is with these Xian dolls, she's wearing a very cheaply made two-piece lingerie set with this also very cheaply made fluff that I put around her arms. But these dolls are so stunning looking. They make even the most cheap garment look like $1,000,000, and therefore that's why I'm such a fan of them. But that was just a quick collection update from my part. Now let's move on to the unboxing. Now let's take a look at the beautiful Nigerian Barbie doll. You can see at the top corner here that it says special edition. And on the bottom you can see some beautiful illustrations. Now I love this pink box design. This is a Nigerian Barbie. She's part of the Dolls of the World collection. And the illustrations on the side are also very pretty. Hey, I could never, I just love these stunning illustrations of the dolls from the 80s and 90s. On the top of the box it says that this doll would have retailed for $16.99 at Toys R Us back in the day, back in 1990. And if you were to currency convert that to what this doll would cost today, it would be $42. So yeah. Dolls were pretty pricey back then, and they were more or less luxury, so this doll was pretty much on the level of a Mattel Creations signature release in 2025. Now on the other side we have a couple of cutouts that you can cut out with safety scissors, of course, and you have a passport, guidebook, as well as tour book on the top corner, and on the bottom you have, I think this is the Nigerian currency, I believe, or maybe it's just fake currency made of a Barbie. And you see the African continent and where Nigeria is placed here. I believe Nigerian Barbie was the very first Dolls of the World Barbie to represent a country from the African continent, and I really love that. On the back of the box, you can of course pause and read the tidbits here. There's a lot of trivia about Nigeria. I'm not sure if it's 100% accurate and correct. It's probably a lot of stereotypes maybe. It's also probably pretty outdated in 2025. Still, it's very nice to have a snapshot of a lot of trivia about the country from back in the late 80s and early 90s, and what an American point of view of Nigeria was back then. Of course, you always have to open up your pink box Barbies from the bottom, so there's the opportunity for you to then display the doll in the box with the top part untouched. You can see how beautiful this doll is. She even comes with a stand. I think this was the first couple of Dolls of the World dolls that came with a stand. You can also see the beautiful classic seashell brush and a couple of mules that you can put on the feet of the doll. This doll is stunning, so let's get her out. The little booklet that you just saw fall out is this one where it says, "Yes, Barbie, I want to subscribe to and receive the Barbie magazine 4 times a year." I would love to know what was inside those Barbie magazines. And here we have the beautiful doll. I put the mules on her feet, of course, and she's just stunning looking. Now these little pleather pieces here in a gold color, I was really scared and afraid to make them kind of disintegrate and peel when I took her out, so I took her out very carefully. And they also seem to be a little faded. I don't know if they originally had a much deeper gold color, because they're almost silverish when you look at them now. But back in 1990 they were probably a lot more popping than they are now. Just love this stunning Christie. This is immediately one of my top 5 Christies, if I'm being honest here. Like, the hairstyle alone on this doll is just absolutely adorable. I also love a headband. Her earrings will also have those leather pieces attached. And this whole dress is one piece actually. Like, you can see that the back of the dress is secured with some plastic snaps, and the dress is also sewn together, so you can't really say that you can take off the skirt part from the top part. And yeah, this doll is just super stunning. She's got some green eyeshadow and red lips, and overall it's just a very beautiful doll, and I'm really lucky to have her in my collection now. The additional accessories that this doll came with were her stand, of course, but I didn't really put it on her because it's those type of stands that have a clasp for her leg, and since she's wearing that maxi skirt, I couldn't really put it on her leg. And she also has this very beautiful gold seashell brush. It's the first seashell brush of Barbies that I have in this gold color. Now that we've taken a look at Nigerian Barbie, let's hop on over to a private jet and fly over to Brazil, because we have Brazilian Barbie, who's also part of the Dolls of the World collection. Again, super stunning looking, beautiful, classic pink box era Barbie. Very cute illustration here. You can see her in this moonlit background at Rio de Janeiro in a beautiful samba outfit. The back of the box also has a bit of trivia about Brazil, which you can pause and read if you would like to. But again, no idea how up to date these informations about the country are in 2025. Now you can also see the Brazilian currency that you can cut out here, as well as the passport, guidebook and tour book. And you can also see the placement of Brazil in the South American continent map. Again, always open a pink box era Barbie from the bottom. She also has this pamphlet. You can see that, yes Barbie, I want to become a Barbie fan club member and receive the Barbie magazine 4 times a year. It's written on it. She has a very beautiful hot pink seashell brush. Also these beautiful Barbie mules, like the Nigerian Barbie. She also has a stand that she comes with. So let's carefully take her out and let's take a closer look. Now here we have a Brazilian Barbie out of the box in a stunning looking pink Samba outfit. Such a pretty doll. I really think her face is super gorgeous. Just look at these huge eyes. Love her hair. Now there's a rubber band that is quite hardened in the back, but I'm not going to be trying to remove it. Well, she's just right out of the box, so she's pretty perfect looking as is. Now her dress is very beautiful. This skirt, again, velcros on the back, and the skirt along with the belt piece is one piece. She has this very pretty ring, as well as these ruffle pieces on the arms and hands, as well as on the feet and legs. This tulle skirt is made of multiple layers of hot pink as well as white mesh pieces. Super stunning looking. She's got underwear as well. It is probably sewn to be part of this skirt piece. There's also a ruffle on the top. You can see it has this magenta metallic shine on it, which, if you're not careful, could eventually fade and rub off. She's got this beautiful Samba crown on top of her very stunning looking head. Now both queens alongside each other here, and I'm super happy to be able to add both of these stunning dolls to my collection. Now I would like to hear from you. What did you think of these two dolls? If you liked this video, leave a like. If you thought this video was trash, leave a dislike. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. And I might be seeing you in my next video. Now, say bye. Bye.